launch you around.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the beautiful city of Seattle. We welcome you inside Lumen Field, the home of the Seahawks. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on themselves.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
It's Mike Tirico alongside Greg Olson, and Jason Myers has us set to get started. Off we go from Lumen Field. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
They'll go three tight ends here on first and 10. They'll go play action with Darnold. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
It'll be Smith and Jigba bringing it in. A gain of 24 through the air. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's third and 10. To throw again is Darnold. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
A 57-yard attempt.
This one not going to get there. From distance, it is no good. And this will stay a scoreless game.
And that's just a tough way to finish off what was a good opening drive. And obviously, as a kicker, you have to have a short memory. But you can bet he'll be thinking about that one the rest of the way.
Set.
The first carry for the Spartan, Kenneth Walker. And he maneuvers his way forward, a gain of 6.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4 at the Seahawks 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second and 4. Darnold to throw. A dive and a catch. Incredible. 10 yards the gain on the pitch and catch. First down, Seattle.
And that's what you call being fearless, going over the middle. That's not everybody's cup of tea in this league, Mike. Some guys love to operate outside the numbers, and Some guys understand their role is in the middle of the field, and not only to make that catch, but to do it laying out. That's a big-time play to secure that one.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
To take a shot downfield, looking for Collins. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down.
So, Mike, regardless of what everyone else is playing, anytime there's a one single high safety, whether everyone's in man or zone, he's really just a full field zone defender. His job is to just help everyone across the board. And there's an element of instincts. There's an element of understanding offensive game plan. And then at the end of the day, you've got to have the speed and the ball skills to get to the picking route was going to be there. All he had to do was wait for his guy to get to the spot and drop the ball right in the bucket near the sideline.
And that one not going to get there, and it's wide to the left as well. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless ball game. It's a three tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. First carry now for Kenneth Walker. They converge on him quickly. They'll only get a couple. DeMarcus Lawrence, they're on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Darnold. That one intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon.
He's just late on that throw. I don't even think he ever saw that defender drop into the zone, and it ends up costing the team the ball.
Their own 43-yard line.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is Darnold. He lets one go, looking for Shaheed, and he will score. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
1 quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. Corey Horton now to return it. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Darnold now on 1st and 10. Taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigba. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. A big play to kick off this drive. 30. To throw on 1st down is Darnold. Crushed, it's incomplete. He did get the pass off, but he got drilled before he let it go.
Incomplete.
2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Over the middle, Smith and Jigba with the grab. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. The run up the middle, it's Walker, and he is planted backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Once again, it's Walker. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's third down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 11.
Two minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We're back to Seattle after this. They come to the line needing 11 here on third down. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. To the goal line and in.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Looking to double up here, score the touchdown. They want more. They're lining up for an onside kick.
That's a big risk in this situation here, Mike. They're hoping to catch him by surprise, but now when you fail, the other team is able to not only have a short field, they got a chance to extend their lead.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. This one complete to Bobo. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Darnold. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That one going to be intercepted in the end zone if he stayed in bounds. Now the officials say no, it is incomplete. Crisis averted for the offense, at least for the moment. A near turnover there. A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. Darnold to throw again. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that fourth down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time fourth down stop.
Off the play fake, it's Darnold. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
On third and long, here's Darnold. Got it with Smith and Jigba. And they will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. So they come to the line for first down and 10. To throw is Darnold, taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigba. And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 10.
Darnold's pass.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
On first and 10, here's Darnold. And they're going to move this all the way up near the 35-yard line. Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half.
First and 10 at the 35.
Now Darnold. He's going to look for the home run ball.
So the first part of any interception is just end up with the ball in your hands, right? That's what every defensive coordinator wants. But anytime you can get yards on the return, that's just an added bonus. And that's what we see here. There's a little space, does a great job securing the catch, and all of those yards just set up for better field position as their offense takes the field.
He's going to try it here again. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
Again, working deep downfield. And he will go all the way.
And what a swing in momentum here as you go into the half. Here you are offensively. Not only are you losing, but you really just have a desperation, no time on the clock. Let's see if we can steal some points. And you convert. Tell you what, that locker room looks a lot different now than it did a few minutes ago.
And that is no good again. It'll be his second missed extra point of this afternoon.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Ready, go, set. Set.
Darnold now to throw. Outright Smith and Jigba has it. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Set. Ready. Set.
Throwing, Darnold. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2.
Here we go, set. Set.
Now they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They will indeed go as they look to throw. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and... Short, it does not work out. They turn it over on down.
We go, set.
On play action, here's Darnold. That is incomplete. No way to force a football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. It's the safety, Julian Love.
Darnold's pass. Intercepted.
You know, Mike, I like the mindset of this offensive coordinator. He's saying, listen, I'm not looking to preserve this lead. I'm looking to extend my lead. Now, that aggressive play calling in this case led to the turnover. Now your defense has to take the field. Can they bail you out and keep this lead unchanged? This drive, Mike, I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Ready? 19, target, check, Bobcat, check, go!
From the shotgun, it's Milrow. Shaheed with the catch. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for 3rd down.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
65, Cougar 19.
On 3rd down, Milrow. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. A gain there of 15. It's good for a Seahawks 1st down.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
18, Mustang 19.
They'll throw on 1st down with Milrow. He'll tuck it and take off. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
This drive starts on the ground with Walker. He'll manage short this forward to the 37. Byron Murphy there on the stop.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll go play action with Darnold. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. It's the safety, Julian Love. And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead.
All right, Mike, at this point, am I allowed to call timeout? Because I would love to talk to both of these offenses. Listen, guys, ball security. Protecting the ball is the #1 rule in football. You got one side losing it on a fumble, the other side gives it right back with a pick. I mean, come on, guys. As an offensive guy, I want to see big plays. I want to see long drives, touchdowns, not a game of hot potato bouncing the ball back and forth.
Escaping to his left, and he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw, and maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
The pass protection's been a little bit shaky at times, and that was the case there. And even though they're not going to go down for allowing a sack, it was allowing the pressure that ultimately prevented that pass from being completed.
Ready.
On 2nd down, Walker finding room to the 20, and he's in. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talk about the burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
The offense will stay out there as they will line up and go for 2.
The Seahawks will line up for the
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
From the gun, it's Milrow. On the run, and they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. On the return, here comes Horton. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Darnold to throw on 1st down. Flushed to his right. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Mike, when you're completing less than 35% of your passes, you're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. He's just too erratic throughout the course of the game. Sometimes it's exactly how they practiced. And at other times, it looks like they've never practiced at all.
Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That is caught downfield by Cobb. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. He works free, right side. Inside the 20. And he's going to bring this one back the distance.
You know, it always amazes me, Mike, that these guys have all this energy, that following a long return like that then they can get into these big, elaborate celebrations. But listen, I don't blame them. You're a defensive guy. You don't get the ball in your hands very often. When you score, man, you better make the most of it.
And the Seahawks with another big moment. They'll try to add the 2-point conversion here. Milrow. Flush to his right, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That decision to go for 2 was made up from the very beginning. The moment they scored, you could see the head coach. He's signaling, we're going for 2. The touchdown was obviously a disappointing outcome defensively, but to able to get that stop, they can at least come off the field and catch their breath.
And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
To throw on 1st down is Darnold. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. A 1st down on the scramble. A gain of 16.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted.